They called him the Angel of Mercy, but he started with just a few coins and a broken-down van. He built an empire, not of gold or steel, but of pure, unfiltered kindness. An empire so vast it would make most billionaires blush. But here, Yi was the kicker. He owned only 2 sets of clothes and slept on a concrete slab for most of his life. How did a man with nothing build the largest private welfare network on Earth? Stick around, because this isn't just a story. It's a masterclass in how one person can change the world. This is the incredible story of Abdul Sattar Edhi. Born in 1928, long before Pakistan even existed, in a small town in India, Edhi's journey began with his mother. She was his first teacher, but not in math or science. She taught him something far more important: compassion. Every day she'd give him 2 paises for school, one for him and one for someone in need. If he spent both on himself, let's just say he'd get a motivational lecture he wouldn't forget. This simple habit planted a seed in his heart, a seed that would one day grow into a forest of hope for millions. After the partition of India, a young Edhi arrived in the newly formed Pakistan with nothing but dreams. He saw poverty, sickness, and despair everywhere. While others looked away, Edhi looked closer. He started small, really small. He bought a tiny 8-by-8-foot shop and turned it into a free dispensary with the help of a doctor friend. His first major investment? A beat-up old van for £50. He called it the poor man's ambulance. He'd drive through the streets of Karachi, picking up the sick, the injured, and those nobody else would touch. He'd be the driver, the nurse, and sometimes the only family a person had in their final moments. Now, running a one-man ambulance service isn't exactly a walk in the park. He'd often find himself in the middle of street fights or accidents, and people would say, "Edhi, you're crazy. This is too dangerous." He'd just smile and say, "My religion is humanity." He wasn't bothered by chaos. He was fueled by it. He saw every crisis as an opportunity to serve. His van wasn't just a vehicle. It became a symbol of hope on wheels. If you saw that blue and white van, you knew help was on its way. But Edhi knew he couldn't do it all alone. He needed a partner in crime, a partner in kindness, that is, and he found her in Bilkis, a nurse working at his dispensary. Their love story is one for the ages. He proposed in the most Edhi way possible. Straightforward, no frills, just a shared mission to serve. Together, they became the ultimate power couple of philanthropy. Bilkis became the heart of the foundation, managing the women's and children's services with incredible strength and love. They were the parents to thousands of abandoned children left at their doorsteps. Speaking of abandoned children, Edhi came up with a brilliantly simple idea. He placed a cradle outside every Edhi center with a sign that read, "Do not kill, leave the baby in the cradle, allow the child to live." This small act saved countless lives. Edhi and Bilkis raised these children as their own, ensuring they received education, love, and a chance at a future. Can you imagine the paperwork? They literally became the mom and dad for an entire generation of forgotten kids. As the years went by, the Edhi Foundation grew like a wildfire of goodness. That one beat-up van turned into a fleet of over 1,800 ambulances, the largest private ambulance service in the world. The small dispensary blossomed into a nationwide network of hospitals, orphanages, homeless shelters, animal shelters, and even graveyards for the unclaimed. Whenever a disaster struck, an earthquake, a flood, a bombing, the Edhi ambulances were the first to arrive and the last to leave. Edhi himself was always on the front lines, his signature gray cap and simple clothes a beacon of calm in the storm. Despite managing an organization that received millions in donations, Edhi lived a life of extreme simplicity. He lived in a tiny, windowless 2-room apartment next to his office his entire life. He never took a salary from the foundation. He owned 2 pairs of simple, traditional clothes, which he wore for years. He'd often get them repaired instead of buying new ones. A journalist once asked him why he didn't live in a more comfortable house. Edhi gestured to the people in his shelter and said, "Why should I have comfort when they have none? Their suffering is my suffering." This man was a walking, talking lesson in humility. He received hundreds of international awards, but you'd never see him bragging. He saw them as tools to further his cause, not trophies for his ego. He was even nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize multiple times. But for him, the greatest award was the smile of a child he had rescued, or the prayer of a mother he had helped. He once said, "People have become educated, but have not yet become human." He spent his entire life trying to teach us how to be human again. Even in his final years, when his own health was failing and he needed dialysis, his spirit never wavered. He famously turned down an offer to receive medical treatment abroad, insisting on being treated in a public hospital in Pakistan, just like any other citizen. He wanted to be with his people until the very end. Abdul Sattar Edhi passed away in 2016, but his legacy is immortal. He left behind an empire of kindness that continues to save lives every single day. His story teaches us a profound lesson. You don't need a crown to be a king, and you don't need $1 billion to change the world. All you need is a heart full of compassion and the courage to act on it. He proved that true greatness isn't measured by what you have, but by what you give. He was a man who saw no race, no religion, no status, only humanity. And in a world so often divided, his life is a powerful reminder that our shared humanity is the one thing that can unite us all. Thank you so much for watching. If Edhi's story inspired you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a dose of hope. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more incredible stories that will motivate and inspire you. Now, for our question of the day, which I'll pin in the comments below. What's one small act of kindness you can do today to make a difference in someone's life? Let's fill the comments with positive ideas. See you in the next video.